It is such a blessing knowing that on the other side of 911 is a whole team of people who care and are willing to lay down their lives for us. Today, we have a hero on the show. He served on the line for many years, and now he's serving as a fire marshal in Mill Creek and Linwood. Fire Marshal Jaret Vosburgh, welcome to Spirit 105.3. I'm so excited to talk with you. You are one of my heroes, and we are all just so thankful for the work you do on the daily.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I believe every hero gets called. So what's your story? How did you become a firefighter?
Well, it's funny. I grew up watching the show Emergency. I don't know if you ever remembered that show.
No.
It's kind of where the paramedicine started, and I always thought I would be a paramedic. But I went on to become a high school math teacher, and I did that for 13 years up in Bellingham. And I started volunteering up there at the fire station near my house. And I just got the bug. I just loved being there when they were in need and in their darkest hour. And I just loved it. And every once in a while, one of the guys that were volunteering there would go get a job. And I finally asked the chief, I said, do you think I should go in to be a career? And he goes, well, you better hurry up, because I was 40 at the time. So I applied, and miraculously, it must have been God's hand, because at that time it was super hard to get into the fire service. But I applied and got on down here with what was Fire District 1, and now it's the South County Fire. Loved it.
That's awesome. You know what I really appreciate about your story is that sometimes we feel like God is late, but he's always right on time. So you got into the fire service at the age of 40. It was God's perfect timing.
Yep. And there's no doubt in my mind that I was supposed to be a teacher for the time that I was a teacher. And there's no doubt in my mind that I was supposed to be on the line when I was supposed to be on the line. And now there's no doubt in my mind I'm supposed to be in the fire marshal's office. So
wow.
It's good timing.
It is. And I got to know, what did you teach?
Math.
Oh, Jaret, man, you're like my double hero now. I don't speak numbers.
You know, it's funny. I could teach it, but I can't do it.
Okay.
People will see the receipt at the restaurant to dig it up, and I'm like, I can't do it. My wife can do it in her head practically, but I
Oh, you should see me. I'm pulling out the calculator on my iPhone going 20% of. Okay. Yeah, it's awful.
She runs the checkbook. I don't even try anymore.
I think that's awesome. And what do you do in the fire marshal's office? What's your role now?
We do new and existing building inspections. Anytime there's a new building, we have to inspect the fire alarm and the sprinkler systems and the commercial hood systems in restaurants. We also do fire investigations. So anytime there's a fire, our team will go out and investigate it and try and figure out what's going on.
So it's really just a different way to keep all of us safe.
Oh, yes. I enjoy it because I feel like what I'm doing also helps the crews. You know, we try and get contractors to put, more maps and more things that will help the crews when they arrive on scene. And we're still available for, going out on a call. If it's a CPR or automobile accident or something like that, we can respond to that too.
Wow. So, Jaret, when you were on the line, was there ever a moment when you knew, like, okay, God, this is what you made me to do?
Yes. When I first started going through my probationary year, it was quite difficult. I almost hung it up, but I kind of stayed with it. It's kind of like teaching. When one kid came back and said, hey, thanks, you really made a difference, that's all I needed is teaching. Wow. And as far as being in the fire service, all it took was just one person saying, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. You saved my cat. You saved my husband. You saved my house. You helped squeegee out all the water after the sprinklers went off. You see the look in their eyes. At that moment, there's just no hope, but they're still so thankful that you were there.
You know what you're reminding me today, Jaret, is the power of saying thank you. A simple thank you to someone is huge.
Yes, absolutely. And there's been times when they haven't said anything. They just walked up and wrapped their arms around me, and you just stand there.
Wow.
And told them it's amazing. I've done it in good times, where we've delivered a baby, and I've done it in times where there's nothing you can say. It's just because the grief is so powerful. There's nothing you can say. All you can do is just be there.
Wow. A day in the life of a hero. Thank you for sharing your life with us. Jaret, today is 9/11. Of course, we all just feel so solemn and sad on this day as we remember. But for me, it's always bittersweet because I think of the heroes who ran into those buildings that were burning down. How do you remember your fellow compatriots on that day?
Yeah, I guess I get goosebumps every time I think about it. I was teaching at the time, and I remember just watching the TV. There's no teaching going on at all that day, but watching the TV and seeing everything that was going on and watching the reporter and watching the building collapse behind her. And at that time, I was just a volunteer. That kind of solidified my decision to make a career because I was just so inspired by those guys that they were just so fearless and so selfless that they didn't take into account their own lives, their own safety. All they thought about was trying to help as many people as they could. And that was such an inspiration to me. That's how I remember them, as just an inspiration and a model of what selfless service, just like Christ did. It's the ultimate sacrifice, and they didn't even think about it. There was no question in their mind about what they were going to do and what they had to do. And, if something happens, it happens. And I was just the ultimate sacrifice, laying down your life for somebody you don't even know.
Amen. Jaret, it is just a privilege getting to know you. And I want to also thank you for listening to Spirit 105.3 and for being part of the family. Why is this your radio station?
Oh, Erica, gosh. I didn't always listen to it. I used to listen to rock stations, and I finally just said, this is what I need to be hearing. This is what I need to solidify my faith and my belief in God when I go through times of doubt. And it never fails. There's always a song that will come on right when I need it. I struggle sometimes in my career. I have had situations where I've questioned prayer because it's like, we'll be on a call where somebody passes away, and I've been praying the whole time that we're doing CPR and they don't make it. And I struggle with that. But your station just reminds me that God is in control and that He's so steadfast. I can't count how many times I've seen something tragic turn into something good. So it just reminds me that even though I don't have all the answers, He's still there. He's still in control. It just reminds me of how I'm supposed to be living my life. I'm a Christian first and then a fire marshal. And my wife, Cindy, and I always joke whenever we're about to go into a tough situation. We'll say, be the light. And we kind of grumble like, okay, you're right. I got to be the light. Okay, dear, whatever.
I love it. Jaret, it has been such an honor. Thank you for your kind words, and you inspire me. So the Lord is just using us like iron sharpens iron to inspire each other. God bless you.
I love it. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon. I'll listen to you all the time.
Thank you, Jaret. It means so much to me. And yes, let's talk soon.